3 tips for the New Year's revolutionaries. In this video we're going to be discussing 3 easy simple tips for novices or beginners or those who are trying to maybe make good their health and fitness resolutions for maybe the 15th time. Tip number 1. Counting calories burned is pretty much a waste of time, since it's both monotonous and very easy to out-eat. Here's a simple experiment we can partake in just to show you how futile counting calories is sometimes. Hands up who's eaten 3 Mars bars in a row. 3 Mars bars at 280 calories a Mars bar is equivalent to 840 calories. Now question 2. Hands up those in the audience who have ran at 10 miles an hour for 47 minutes non-stop or are capable of doing so. That's how long it would take you if you're 150 pounds, which is a reasonably average weight. That's about 70 kg. It's reasonably heavy for a woman, but fairly average for a man, maybe a little bit on the light side. It would take you 47 minutes running at around about a 2.5 hour marathon pace to burn off those 3 Mars bars. That's why it's not really relevant how many calories you burn in the session. What is relevant is your adherence to your program, coming to the gym 3 days a week and come to the gym for 45 to 60 minutes. Just get sweaty, have some fun, try some beginner routines out on the internet. Something like starting strength is a good starting block, or any kind of program really, it doesn't matter. Do some cardio, maybe try some intervals on the treadmill, play some squash with your buddies. There's no real reason to make a meal out of it. Go to the gym 2-3 times a week, go for 45 to 60 minutes, just have fun, go with a partner, and you're much more likely to succeed because you're going to come back to the gym. And at the end of the day, that's what's going to be your success tale, is your adherence to what you're doing. Tip number 2. Don't wait to start squatting, deadlifting, and doing proper upper body weights. It's not for advanced trainees, it's for everybody. You might hear a few fitness instructors, gym trainers saying that you don't really want to be doing heavy squats, heavy deadlifts as a beginner because they're bad for your back. Yes, they're bad for your back within proper technique, but running's bad for your knees, hips and ankles when you run with poor technique, and it doesn't stop trainers getting severely obese people running on treadmills. Lifting weights is round about the safest activity you can do, as long as you do it with good form and take your time building up the weight. There's no instance where you'll ever be able to deadlift a weight that's too heavy, because it won't come off the floor. What might happen is you might deadlift weight and jerk it with bad form, and then over 3-4 years you get a bad back or something goes eventually. You can go over your ankle first time you ever play squash and break it, yet no one ever says squash is dangerous or a bad idea. So don't wait around. Lifting weights is probably the single most impactful thing you can do for your physique and how you look in the gym. So don't mess around getting into it, just get straight to it. It's great fun. Regardless of your goals, you should probably be lifting weights. That is if your goals are body centered, or you're trying to lose weight, or you're trying to look better. Lifting weights is one of the best things you can do. Tip number 3. Don't try to lose weight, just try not to eat crap 6 days a week. That's it. Nothing big, nothing fancy. Nutrition's one of the most overplayed factors in general health and fitness. Nutrition outside of the broad stroke nutrition, and that is to say not overeating constantly, eating a decent variety of fruits and vegetables, eating meat, eating lean cuts of meat, eating a reasonable amount of fat in your diet, having a nice healthy varied diet that maintains you at your current weight or helps you to lose weight slowly, and something more importantly, a diet you can adhere to and stick to. Those are the important things, especially when you're starting. Can't overemphasize that. There's some simple rules with your nutrition you can follow to start with that I guarantee will help you see results. Eat the same number of meals every day at the same time. Typically it's 3 meals. Some people go for 6 if you follow the typical kind of bodybuilder approach. Some people go for 1 or 2 if you follow intermittent fasting. It really doesn't matter. What matters is the habit and the adherence to the habit. So if you get up at 7 and you have your breakfast at 7:30, you have your lunch at 1:30, and you have your dinner at 5:30, What matters is the structure that gives you the routine that gets you into. The more routine you get in your day, the more structure there is to your day, the easier it is to get into habits, and as soon as you're in a habit, you don't have to think about it, you'll just do it. So structure equals habit, habit equals adherence, adherence equals success. Good carb choices, no need to overblow it. You don't have to eat sweets, you don't have to eat ice cream, to be honest. As long as you're within your calories and your macros, it doesn't actually matter. But again, we're talking about habits, we're talking about consistency. So having good carb choices, fruits, brown bread, brown pasta. Again, it doesn't actually really matter where the carbs come from. It's just good from a mental standpoint to be eating healthy food, because you already have an association with those foods being healthy, and that's going to help you be positive about what you're doing. Have protein with at least 2 meals. You don't have to overeat on protein. It's not necessary to build muscle. It's not necessary to lose weight. Good things about protein, though, is it brings satiety to your diet. Apologies for my butchering of the pronunciation of that word, but that means you're going to stay full for longer, which you're less likely to want to gorge and overeat, or to snack is the word I'm looking for. So protein with at least 2 of the meals, 3 of the meals if you wish. I know for some vegetarians it's difficult to get protein in. Doesn't mean you can't. You can eat things like legumes, nuts, beans. You know the score. There's loads of meat substitutes. You can get it in easily, regardless of your diet, unless you're a vegan, in which case, whatever. Eat lots and lots of veggies. I always have vegetables with 2 of my meals. If I was having 3 meals, I'd have fruit with the first meal, my breakfast, and with my lunch and dinner, I typically have the same thing for lunch and dinner, like a large meal split into 2, and I have an absolute crap load of vegetables with each meal. Vitamins, minerals, whatever. It's good to have vegetables in your diet because they're healthy, and again, they help to bulk out the food. Helps hold water in your stomach, which again is good for keeping hunger away. And finally, just a little bit of diet hacking. Snack on low-calorie foods like cherry tomatoes, raspberries, blueberries, any kind of berry, like strawberries. They're all very low in calories, very low in carbs, very low in sugar. They're practically empty, so you can pretty much eat them ad nauseum and not break your diet, which is the main thing. So if you can stick to those 4 things 6 days out of the week, and on the 7th day do whatever the hell you want, then I guarantee you'll see the changes in your physique you want to see. And just a quick tip number 4: if you're an experienced gym user, you're a meathead, you're a fitness fanatic, please spare a thought for the new people and don't be a dickhead. I know they might look stupid, but we all started somewhere. So just remember that you were the dickhead once. It was your first time at the gym at some stage. So be mindful of that before you start trying to be elitist on everybody. And that concludes this video. Visit www.castironstrength.com for more information the same. We are primarily a strength sport website, strength conditioning website, advice on how to get bigger, stronger, faster, fitter. But we don't hate. Come over, join the forums, come take part in a growing community. This is Mark signing off.